You have a really fascinating background story, being the founder of Havenwood and transitioning from a career as an attorney, running a law firm, into owning and operating a residential treatment center. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Yeah, that's a really kind of change in careers, isn't it? So I graduated from the University of Utah Law School in 1992. I worked for the Utah Court of Appeals for a while. And then we moved down to Cedar City where I took a job in a law firm. And eventually a colleague and I started a law firm that actually did pretty well in the area. We were the go-to guys for property issues and corporate issues and estate issues. And in the process, I ended up representing several treatment centers, and I ended up making friends with the head of the licensing for the state of Utah. And we spent a lot of time together, and I spent a lot of time looking at programs. And some years ago, I decided that what I really wanted to do for the latter part of my career, which admittedly it is at this point, is I wanted to leave a legacy where I was really helping people. I remember some of my favorite cases where those occasional juvenile matters that came from oftentimes kids of clients, and they'd come in and say, hey, my son or daughter has an issue. Is this something you could help them with? And I really enjoyed that because we could collaborate with the prosecution, and we could come up with ways to help these kids get on and have successful lives, even though they had made a mistake. And I found that to be some of the most rewarding things that I was able to do in my career. And I kept looking over at treatment centers, and I kept thinking, if somebody really did that right, if somebody really gave it everything they had and was willing to reinvest and reinvest and reinvest, you could make something that made a difference in people's lives. 2014, I made that jump. It was not an easy jump. It was very difficult to close down a law practice and try and operate one of these at the same time. But here we are 11, 12 years later, and I'm very, very pleased with what's happening here.